you guys that watch these uncut videos, you really do like me because these are really uncut. So I didn't run out of time, but I ran out of coolness, I guess. The camera overheated, and so I don't know if this is gonna actually work. But what I did is I put it in the freezer for a bit. And now we're back. Welcome to part 2 of this Uncut series where I discuss things I do that help me to have more positive mental health. So I got interrupted at an important moment where I was starting to talk about prioritizing sleep. Now this is truly important. It's unclear the direction, but nevertheless, those who don't sleep well, like if you literally want to cause someone to lose the will to live, all you have to do is deprive that person of sleep for a couple days. Likewise, in those who have serious mental health issues, we find over and over again that sleep is disrupted. So probably if there's one thing that you can do besides walking that will help your mental health, especially walking outside, it's sleeping enough and at the right time. It is debated, okay, chronobiology is debated. In my real experience of real life, I have seen that it is true. There are some people that are like night owls that do best when they can go to bed later and sleep in, and then there are morning people that do best when they go to sleep really early and wake up early, and then there's a lot of people in the middle. I'm actually a morning person type. So this has been really hard because my natural bedtime in the winter is about 7 o'clock at night. 7 to 3 a.m. is about my natural cycle, sometimes even earlier than that. No matter what it takes, if you want to have great mental health, prioritize sleep, no matter how weird it is, no matter if you have to sleep separate from your partner, no matter if you need, I talked in my last video, a nightcap. I wear a hat, it helps. Do what works, because sleep is important. We spend a third of our life sleeping. Science does not yet know why sleep is the foundation of mental and physical health, but science knows that it is. Okay, so I mean, that's something. Do what it takes to sleep well, and I'm someone who goes to extreme lengths in terms of my light exposure, temperature, all this kind of stuff. Do what works. Build your life around sleeping well as much as you can. Now, that sounds like really dramatic, especially if you're sleeping terribly right now. Do something to sleep slightly better and keep doing that until you reach feeling rested every day. Okay, so just take little steps until you get there. But good sleep, good mental health, there's a direct connection. Something that really helps my mental health is expressing appreciation to other people and mostly to the universe. As a psychic, like, I don't know if all psychics are this way, but like all the real ones that I've known are. So like, I live my life in constant conversation. I'm not doing it as much as I normally do in this moment, but like, I live my life in constant, that's because I didn't do any readings today. I live my life in constant conversation with the spirit world in a dialogue, with my guides, and then sometimes loved ones on the other side and stuff like that. When something goes good, anything, even a small thing. For example, like recently I've been finding pennies. I take that as a sign of abundance. So like, thank you, spirit. Like one of the number one things I express to the guides is gratitude. Or to God or whatever higher power you believe in. Thank you, like for every little thing. Oh, I got a green light. Thank you, spirit. Like, thank you, universe. And now it needs to be felt. So cultivating within yourself like true and genuine appreciation. I said it needs to be felt. Does it? I mean, there could be a fake it till you make it, but ideally you're gonna actually feel this. So especially if it's with a person rather than the guides or God, like it's gonna be helpful if you actually feel it. So like, I don't falsely express appreciation. I wait till I truly feel it. But sometimes the feeling is fleeting, you get what I mean? But when I feel the appreciation, like for that person, just like, I appreciate you, thank you so much. I appreciate the influence you have in my life. You're amazing. Thank you for sharing this bit of your life with me, this sort of thing. That seems to help with mental health. I know when people express their appreciation for me, it helps hugely. So in terms of overall good, it definitely helps. Like, it's definitely going to help that person's mental health. So the habit of expressing appreciation is extremely helpful. But I notice a benefit in my own mental health by pausing and appreciating the good and expressing it. I am sometimes the weird person out there in the world that's like talking to the invisible, though. Like, oh, thank you so much, you know, to my guides and stuff like that. Usually it's in my head, but not always. It depends, because like if I'm truly overcome, like I'm like truly overcome with gratitude, I probably will say it out loud, like, oh, thank you. Like, that'll happen. That'll definitely happen. Oh my gosh. Taking note of what is beautiful. Now I'm a visual person. Like even in human design, like my sense is vision, and I'm very clairvoyant and stuff. So if you're not visual, like just take note of what is good. So if you're more of an auditory person, take note of the beautiful sounds. Oh, the birds singing, that's wonderful. The waves crashing on the shore. If you're more of like a smells person, take note of, oh my gosh, that bakery. Oh my God, pizza places. I don't know, but like they smell good to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, yes, like whatever your main sense is, take note of the good. And even if you just do that for a day, you'll notice, whoa, like that had extremely positive benefit for my mental health. But for me, it's visual. I'm so visual. It's crazy. That's what I'm realizing, like more and more. That's probably not relevant in this video, but seeing it in my human design definitely validated it as an experience. But I was always wondering why, like, no one else was in awe, for example, at Christmas, like all the time, you know, because like I would always just be like to my friends and family, like, oh my God, look at that ornament. Like, and I like would be like I couldn't even talk. Like, I'm so stunned by like the star or like the angel ornament or like something just so beautiful, so sparkling. And other people were just like, take it or leave it. And I just did not get that. But now I realize like I'm extremely visually sensitive. And so whatever sense like bothers you, that's probably the one you're extra sensitive in, and try to use it to sense the good, even if there's minimal good. I mentioned this in the last video, but I think for mental health, again, if you don't have this, you won't have mental health, but I don't know how much it contributes. I don't know if that makes sense, but like you need a strong morning routine and a strong night routine. Both. Like we do need, like for our biology, we need predictability to have mental health. We also need expansion to have mental health. So we also need new experiences, but first we need predictability. This is like one of the first things that you give to, we know this. Like in child psychology and stuff like this, they need consistent meal times, consistent bedtimes, but then we like think, oh, I'm older now, I don't need that. Nope, we still need it. Like, so even a morning ritual, a night ritual. I think it doesn't matter as much what it is, but we just need to know it's predictable. Okay, at the end of the day, this will happen. When I first wake up, this happens, and it helps us transition throughout the day. Something that helps a lot with my mental health is a habit of self-discovery and self-understanding. And the belief, and this has been true, but like the general belief, I'm about to discover something that's going to better help me understand myself. And from that, my life is going to be easier, better, more pleasant, more wonderful. So far, like my life has constantly proven this to be true as well. But it's a general overall belief and mindset. Like if something's not working now, I'm in the process of discovering something that's going to work better. And when it does, my life will be better. So that is a helpful mindset. And it proves itself true over and over again. This one is something I started recently, but whenever I notice a problem, acknowledging the problem is real, but also noticing something that's going good. So like, I am due to a very rare allergic condition, I am on an extremely limited diet. There's not much I can eat. And if something goes out of stock, which has happened a lot, I can go hungry because there is nothing safe. Or kind of just like a major food group that I rely on is not available, so I can still eat, but not in a way that makes me feel good. So, for example, like if that can be a problem. So I'm at the store, something I rely on for nourishment is gone, there's none, and I don't know where else to find it. But like I'll take a moment and be like, okay, that does truly suck. That's gonna suck for a bit until it's back. But this other thing that I can also have is here. And like we so often don't notice like what is going right. You know, like similarly, I think it's like if we're hoping to hear from a person, like we're like checking our phone. Oh man, like I don't have a message from this person, but look, a voicemail from my mom or like whatever, you know what I mean? Or my best friend. So it does not take away the bad things. It's not about saying this bad thing did not happen, but it is about taking a moment to acknowledge, yes, there is a problem right now. A lot of things are going right. Yes, this thing is going on in the world. Look at this beautiful sunset. Look at the fact that I am safe in my home. I am wrapped in this cozy blanket. I am blessed with a technology which allows me to see what is going on in this other place far away from me. That is a miracle. Like that, I mean, so with every problem, counterbalancing it in the mind with like, okay, yes, that is happening and I do not like it. And this other thing that I could easily take for granted is going well. Because there are moments like during Mercury retrograde and stuff like that where nothing works, you know? So when something is working, that is good. You know what I'm saying? So noticing that. Okay, so something that helps with my mental health is acknowledging when something is bad for me without making the thing bad overall. Okay, so I think a lot of people can benefit from this, but like sometimes something is bad for us. Like a particular type of content, a particular type of food, a particular person. Oh my gosh, I can make a bajillion uncuts on that topic. Okay, no, don't talk about that, it's too distracting, but like, okay. Something can be bad for you and be bad for you right now, and it truly is bad, it truly is deleterious, it's truly harmful to you. And it can be exactly what your best friend, sister, brother, spouse needs at the same time. So because something is bad, this can even be like political, like, okay, this is not good for me. Like, okay, like what this represents is not good for me. There exist many different incarnational experiences on Earth. For someone, somewhere, that is exactly what the doctor ordered. So like for my own mental health, like, this is not good for me because it's bad, but like that doesn't mean it's fundamentally bad. Like who knows, right? But it's bad for me like right now. And this also gives us permission to like change our mind, which is super key. And like if you have human design emotional authority, that's a super, super duper key. Like, okay, this feels really bad. Like it's bad for me right now. But like if next Thursday it feels like really good, I'll honor that. So this is bad for me for sure. I'm not gonna engage with it, but that doesn't mean it's fundamentally bad. That doesn't mean it's overall bad. It doesn't mean it's bad for everyone. Okay, this is really important for my mental health. Knowing what I'm aiming for and doing something toward it today. So life really does happen one day at a time. Like every day is today. So for mental health, you have to focus on today. That's the only thing that makes sense. So like if your goal is to be more creative, you need to do something today toward that goal if you want better mental health. Telling yourself you're gonna do it tomorrow is not gonna result in you feeling better today. But it doesn't mean you have to do everything. So like if your goal is to be more creative and finish a painting, you could contribute one brush stroke today, and that is perfectly valid. But whatever it is that you're aiming for, do something. So like for example, this YouTube stuff, it is important to me. Like, oh, you had to have heard that one. Oh my God, we're going to get a rainstorm. You guys, I love rain. Like, oh my gosh, I lived my whole life and I never knew that I had this super rare allergic disorder and I was allergic to everything in the air. And when it rains, it actually like washes it away and I can breathe like, and I actually feel good outside without a mask. It's amazing. I love rain. Like, okay, oh my gosh, what was I saying? yeah, know what you're aiming for and do something. So for example, like I can't film a video every day. It's just, well, I want to actually, I want to try that as an experiment at some point. But often like I give so much energy to my clients. Whew. It depends on the client and the circumstance, but like sometimes I give everything. Sometimes I can't even stand. I give so much. This is like the truth. Like, okay, that's not every experience, but like, so sometimes I don't have enough energy afterwards to do YouTube. But still, if YouTube is an important goal and aim for me, even responding to one comment, that counts. That's something toward the goal. Or making note of a topic I'll talk about in the future, or like making one of these notes for an upcoming video, that counts. Know what you're aiming for and do something toward it. That will help your mental health. Something that helps my mental health is learning from my mistakes and also acknowledging my mistakes. So this is a Pisces North Node thing. Earlier in life, I did not like to admit my mistakes. I would stay the course with something even after I realized it was a mistake, simply because I could not have made that mistake. You know what I mean? Like I just had to keep going along the plan. So that's a Virgo South Node thing, or just a Virgo thing in general. So anyway, but like now I have grown, at least it feels like growth to me, acknowledging my mistakes and learning from the mistakes be sufficient for having experienced them. Now, I actually do believe there are not really mistakes in life, but there are things that feel like mistakes, or like life would have went easier if I went it this other way, or this or that. So like acknowledging like, okay, I did this thing, the results of which were problematic in some way, may have been better if I didn't do it or did something else instead. What did I learn? Can you hear the rain? Yay, like, oh my God. For real, okay. Wow. Okay, so yes, learning from mistakes. Like, okay, I did something, didn't go good. I wish it would have went better. What did I learn? Make the lesson conscious. And if you implement like what you learned the very next time, that'll be great for your mental health. I'm so scared we're gonna overheat again. I still have so many and the battery's gonna die. Take time to appreciate the little things that you love that are always a part of your life. For example, I have this wonderful, amazing berries and cream native shampoo. This is not an advertisement, but like there's only one shampoo in the world I can use and that is the brand. So like, yes, like it smells so good. Like, so instead of just washing my hair, I take like 1 second and I really smell it. And like, that is an approach that's good. Same thing with things that taste good. Like, don't just eat the Oreo like without noticing. Just take one moment and really taste it. I do not watch the news. Spirit said to me directly, this was the day that the businesses closed down for COVID, before we even knew what it was. But it was just like, I tried to go to the library or something and they're like, we're closed, there's a global pandemic. And I was like, what? Like literally, that's exactly what I was like, what? They're like, it's for 2 weeks, then we'll open again. That did not happen. They were closed for a long time. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, so Spirit said to me, Maya, don't watch the news until further notice. And like, they never said to watch it again. I've never watched it since. I don't go to news websites, anything like that. I've noticed, like, even in the smartest, even in the most woke, even in the most psychologically minded around me, those that watch the news, we're gonna die. Like, they have worse mental health. We're gonna have to end the video, even though like there's still more. There's gonna have to be a part 3. You guys are so great. Like, if anybody watched this, like especially part 1 and part 2, thank you so much. I have so much more to share with you, but first I'm gonna enjoy the rain, and that I encourage you all to do the same. Go out and do those things, whatever weird thing it is, like, and live your life. Give yourself permission to live your life with the things that fill you up, and you will cultivate better mental health. Thank you for watching. Many blessings and namaste.